My beloved brothers and sisters, Ramadan is not just a month that comes and goes. It is not just about staying hungry and thirsty from dawn to sunset. It is a divine appointment with Allah. It is a gift that not everyone lives to see. And every year that Allah allows you to witness Ramadan, it is a sign that He has not given up on you. Let us reflect on 5 powerful key points about fasting in Ramadan. Fasting is an act of sincerity between you and Allah. My beloved brothers and sisters, fasting is one of the most unique acts of worship because it is hidden. Salah is seen, charity can be seen, Hajj is seen, but fasting is known only by Allah. You could be in your room alone, the door is closed, no cameras, no people, no witnesses. You are thirsty, the water is right there, you are hungry, the food is within reach. No one would question you. No one would even know. But you choose not to eat, you choose not to drink. Why? Because Allah sees you. This is sincerity in its purest form. This is ikhlas. You are not fasting to impress your family. You are not fasting. So people say, MashaAllah, look how righteous they are. You are fasting because deep inside your heart, you know your Lord is watching you with love, with mercy, with awareness of every struggle you are going through. And that is powerful. Allah says in a hadith Qudsi that fasting is for Him and He will reward it. Scholars explain that this is because fasting is so sincere, so private, so intimate between the servant and the Creator. It is an act stripped of showing off. It is an act where your heart speaks louder than your body. This is why fasting is not just about hunger, it is about the heart. It is about choosing Allah again and again throughout the day. It is about disciplining the soul until it learns that true satisfaction is not in food or drink, but in pleasing the one who created you. And when that sincerity settles deeply within you, your entire life begins to shift. Fasting teaches self-control. My dear brothers and sisters, one of the greatest lessons of Ramadan is discipline. It is self-control. It is the ability to say no to yourself even when everything inside you is screaming yes. We live in a time where desires are fulfilled instantly. If you want to eat, you eat. If you want to watch something, you watch it. If you want to respond to someone in anger, you type the message and press send. There is no pause, there is no restraint. The nafs has become used to getting what it wants, when it wants. Then Ramadan comes and changes the rhythm of your life. Ramadan teaches you to pause. Before you speak, pause. Before you react, pause. Before you click pause, and in that pause, you remember Allah. Self-control is not weakness, it is strength. Anyone can shout, anyone can give in to temptation, but it takes real strength to hold yourself back for the sake of Allah. When you control your stomach, you begin to control your tongue. When you control your tongue, you begin to control your actions. When you control your actions, you begin to shape your destiny. And think about this. If you can stay away from what is halal, food, drink, intimacy during the day in Ramadan, then surely you have the ability to stay away from what is haram after Ramadan. Ramadan is like a training camp, an intense spiritual gym. Every day you are building the muscles of patience, the muscles of discipline, the muscles of resilience. And just like physical training, it is not always comfortable. It stretches you, it challenges you, it exposes your weaknesses. And when you taste that strength, when you realize you can actually control yourself, something shifts inside you. You begin to respect yourself more. You begin to feel closer to Allah. You begin to understand that true freedom is not doing whatever you want. True freedom is mastering your desires instead of being mastered by them. Fasting softens the heart. My beloved brothers and sisters, one of the most beautiful transformations that happens in Ramadan is not visible on the outside. It is not something you can measure on a scale. It is something that happens quietly, deeply, within the heart. Fasting softens the heart. You see, when we constantly eat, drink, enjoy, laugh, and distract ourselves, the heart can slowly become hard without us realizing it. We become comfortable. We become numb to the pain of others. We scroll past suffering. We hear about tragedy, and it does not shake us the way it should. Then Ramadan comes. and it empties your stomach so it can fill your heart. When you feel hunger, even for a few hours, you begin to understand something. There are people who do not choose this hunger. There are children who sleep on empty stomachs not because they are worshipping Allah, but because they have nothing. And suddenly, your complaints about food being late or not tasty enough begin to sound different in your own ears. Hunger humbles you. It reminds you that you are not as independent as you think, that every sip of water is a blessing, that every piece of bread is a gift from Allah. And when gratitude increases, the heart becomes softer. A soft heart cries in sujood. A soft heart makes dua with sincerity. A soft heart forgives more easily. In Ramadan, you may notice something different about your prayers. Maybe your eyes tear up during recitation. Maybe certain verses hit you in a way they never did before. Maybe you feel regret over sins you once justified so easily. Ramadan comes to polish that heart, to wash away layers of heedlessness, to melt the hardness that built up over the year, to remind you how it feels to cry, to care, to connect. And when you begin to feel again, when dua begins to flow naturally, when the Qur'an begins to move you, you realize that fasting was never just about staying away from food and drink. It was about reviving a heart that was slowly drifting away. Fasting is a month of the Qur'an. My dear brothers and sisters, Ramadan is not only the month of hunger. It is not only the month of Taraweeh. It is not only the month of iftar gatherings. Above all, it is the month of the Qur'an. Allah tells us that the Qur'an was revealed in the month of Ramadan, a guidance for mankind, clear proofs of guidance and criterion. Think about that. Out of all the months in the year, Allah chose Ramadan to send down His final message to humanity. This alone tells you that Ramadan and the Qur'an are inseparable. In Ramadan, you have a special opportunity. Even if you struggled with consistency throughout the year, this month gives you a fresh start. Maybe you cannot complete the entire Quran. That is okay. Read what you can. Even one page a day with reflection is powerful. Maybe you struggle with Arabic. Then read the translation. Try to understand the message. Ask yourself, what is Allah teaching me in this verse? When you connect with the Quran, your priorities shift. Suddenly, dunya feels smaller. Problems feel lighter. You begin to see life through the lens of revelation. You begin to measure success not by money or status, but by obedience and sincerity. The Quran heals. It heals anxiety. It heals confusion. It heals the wounds of sin. And Ramadan is the best time to let that healing begin. Do not let this month pass without building a stronger relationship with the Book of Allah, because on the day of judgment, the Quran will either testify for you or against you. Imagine it, coming as an intercessor saying, "Oh Allah, this servant used to recite me. This servant used to reflect upon me." Fasting is a journey back to Allah. My beloved brothers and sisters, Ramadan is not just a month on the calendar. It is a journey, a spiritual migration, a return. It is Allah calling you back no matter how far you may feel you have drifted. Some of us enter Ramadan carrying heavy hearts, mistakes we regret, sins we struggle to leave, prayers we delayed, promises we broke. And sometimes Shaitan whispers, "You are too far, you have done too much, how can you return now?" But Ramadan comes as a mercy. It does not come to shame you, it comes to lift you. When you fast, you are physically stepping away from your desires, and every time you step away from a desire for the sake of Allah, you are stepping closer to Him. Every hunger pang is a step. Every moment of thirst is a step. Every time you lower your gaze is a step. You are walking back to your Lord. And Allah loves when His servant returns. He does not push you away. He does not say, "Why did you leave?" Instead, He opens doors. He multiplies rewards. He chains the devils. He fills the nights with mercy. Ramadan is your reset button. Maybe you struggled with your salah. Ramadan helps you rebuild it. Maybe you were distant from the Quran. Ramadan brings you back to it. Maybe your dua felt empty. Ramadan teaches you how to raise your hands again with sincerity.